So now I'm going to talk to you guys about the sales opportunity that you want to look for versus the opportunities you want to avoid, right? So I kind of break this down even so in the next lesson, I'll kind of break it down as far as like the 4 levels of experience. I'm actually going to break this down in a very similar way. So there are ultimately 4, the way I break it down, at least there are 4 different tiers of offers. Okay, so if I start from the top, we'll just say an A tier offer. This is everyone's dream aspiration. Like, this is our goal. This is where we want to end up. We want to end up on an A tier offer. So what we deem as an A tier offer, this is an opportunity where you have the potential to make 10 to 50K on a monthly basis, right? But that doesn't happen just because, right? So that means this business is generating well over 100K per month. They ideally, we kind of label them as being in business for 2 or more years. They're definitely a thought leader within this industry. Their marketing is on point. They've got a qualification process that's on point. So that way, as prospects are coming through the sales funnel, they're being nurtured, right? They are receiving content. They're being warmed up. They're being qualified. These A-tier offers basically make their prospects jump through hoops. So by the time they end up on a sales call, they're already primed and ready to go, right? So again, qualification process in place. Their sales funnel is dialed in. They've got done with you, done for you offers. They've got testimonials. They've got the social proof. They've got an established business team, from whether it's VAs, SDRs, sales reps, account managers, client success coaches, on every front. Like, they've got a built out business team, a sales team, if you will. Multiple players, multiple, you might have an owner, co-owner, or VIP, your president, and then you got your vice president, whatever that looks like. But these are established businesses, right? They've got the SOPs in place. They've got the training, the onboarding, the software, the tech, like, they're just dialed in. It's a well-oiled machine, right? So this is the opportunity. These A-tier offers. They're not really marketed and being advertised in Facebook groups. These A-tier offers, you're only going to find them through building a network, being introduced to these type of offers. And so the analogy that I kind of use is like when you think about Porsche, Ferrari, Rolls-Royce, and these, elegant vehicles, right? These expensive vehicles. They're not advertised on TV because their avatar, their clients, are not watching TV. So it's the same thing with these A-tier offers. So the next tier we have is a B-tier offer, right? So this is an offer that, hey, things are moving well. It's not, it is an oiled machine, but it's not a well-oiled machine. So, you definitely have the opportunity to make an easy 5 to 10K per month on this type of offer, which means that they're generating 50 to 100K per month, right? 1 to 2, let's just say 1 to 2 years in business. Their marketing may fluctuate. So this is kind of the difference between an A tier and a B tier offer. A tier offer has their marketing dialed in, qualifications, processes dialed in, nurturing sequence, emails, it's all dialed in. But your B tier offer, they might be, I'm not going to say struggling, but they're still trying to figure out their very specific marketing strategies, their sales funnels. So, they're running ads, like maybe that stuff's not on point, right? But it's still a great offer. And so again, even with these B tier offers, you probably won't see them in a Facebook group. You'll probably have more so access to these B tier offers within a sales recruiting agency. So, yeah, they've got, done with you, done for you offers. Again, they do have testimonials. They do have social proof, right? But they are honing in on on their sales team. So maybe they don't have a complete sales team. Maybe they don't have the right sales reps in place, the SDRs or the VAs in place. And so that's something that is part of the mix and the combination that they need to get in order to get to that A tier status, right? So they're still honing in on a lot of these different processes, but they typically do have the training, they do have the SOPs, they have the systems. It's just finding the right team and the marketing sequence and the sales funnel behind it. Then we move on to a C tier offer. Your C tier offer is typically a startup, right? But again, when we break it down to A, B, C, D, this is a C tier offer is on the higher end, on the latter end of a startup. So they're not a complete startup. They might be a year into business. Like you have the potential, let's be clear, like it is still a startup. So the potential, you can make $0, right? But up to 5K, they're generating $5,000 to $50,000 per month. They have, 0 to 1 years in business. Probably not much going on the marketing sense. They're really trying to figure that out. They're really dialing in the organic lead flow, which might obviously be inconsistent. Qualification process might not be there. The nurturing sequence might not be there. Their sales funnel might not be dialed in. Their services might not be validated or packaged correctly. So they're playing with price points. They're adding this, that, and the other things. So that's not dialed in. They probably, do have testimonials. Probably don't have a sales team or a highly functioning sales team. And then SOPs, definitely a big question mark. Software systems, definitely a huge question mark. So that's kind of what I consider a C tier offer. Now you've got your D tier offers, which are business owners, coaches, consultants. It's people that came into the high ticket sales space, but now they think that they can, start a sales training course or mentorship program, or hey, if they didn't make it, or this is just entrepreneurship, aspiring entrepreneurs generally speaking. But it's like when they typically don't make it somewhere, they have a thought. It's like, hey, I'm going to go start this thing, and they literally go start this thing. And so if you run into someone, this is basically a business model, if they're literally just getting started, like brand spanking new, typically $0 to $500 on a monthly basis. You're going to be doing cold outreach and all that fun stuff. They're literally generating $0 to $5,000 on a monthly basis. They're new to business, 0 to 6 months. They've got no marketing. They're doing the organic lead flow. So basically it's, feast or famine type deal. So ultimately you're never going to be paid a base plus commission with this type of offer. It's always going to be cold outreach. They don't have the qualification process in place. Their services definitely might not be validated or definitely not packaged correctly, price points and things of that nature. They might have 1 or 2 testimonials, but sales team is non-existent, right? Because they're literally new. And so typically if someone's, a startup business is extremely, so if you don't meet that $1 million in generated revenue and you have someone that is extremely eager to hire you and they're super excited, typically that means that they're a startup, right? And they think that they're ready for a sales team, but they're really not, especially if they really don't take you through any sort of like formal interview process or anything to that extent. And typically these guys aren't going to have any SOPs in place, which means that when you're onboarded, you're going to help them build out their business, their front end processes, their SOPs, and you're really not going to get paid for it. So these are the 4 types of offers that will be seen in the high ticket sales space, or may not, if it's an A tier offer, because obviously that's something that you have to have the network and you have to be introduced to that type of offer. So yeah, but these are 4 different sales opportunities that you're going to find in the high ticket sales space.